A very good morning, children. We finished with the law of variable proportions. Today we are going to see the causes of the increasing returns and the diminishing returns. Remember, in law of variable proportions, we have the increasing returns, decreasing returns, and then we have the negative returns, right? So we are going to see the causes of it. Let me just put it into a slideshow. Okay, so what are the causes of increasing returns to a factor? The first one talks about fuller utilization of the fixed factors. Now, as you can see, children, in the initial stages, fixed factors remain unutilized. Okay, that is your machines and all, they are fixed factors, they remain unutilized. So underutilized. Its fuller utilization calls for greater application of the variable factor. Hence, initially, so long as the fixed factor remains underutilized, additional units of the variable factor add more and more to the total output, or marginal product of the variable factor tends to increase. Okay, so one of the reasons of increasing factor is its proper or fuller utilization of the fixed factors. That means whatever the plant and machinery you're using, it is actually giving you proper utilization of it, and it's giving you increasing returns when you combine that with the variable factor. The next one talks about increased efficiency of the variable factors. Now, addition of labor enables process-based division of labor. This increases efficiency or productivity of the variable factor. So increased efficiency of the variable factor means when you are increasing the amount of labor like 1, 2, 3, 4, which means that there is proper division of labor. Whatever the variable factors you're adding to your production, whatever the work you're giving, it is properly divided. The next one talks about better coordination between the factors. So when you are adding your labor to your fixed factor, which means that the fixed factor remains underutilized, additional application of the variable factor tends to improve the degree of coordination between the fixed and the variable factors, which is actually increasing your marginal product. Okay, so if at all you are increasing your variable factors, that means whatever the number of labors you are adding, it is actually having a better coordination with the fixed factor, which means the labor and the machines, they have better coordination, and that because of which they are giving you increasing returns. Fine. Now coming to the causes of diminishing returns, the first one talks about fixity of the factor. Okay, now this is the principal cause behind the law of diminishing returns, because as more and more units of the variable factor are combined with the fixed factor, the machine or the plant and machinery which you are using get excessively utilized, and because of which, children, they are going to suffer wear and tear. Okay, and hence the efficiency of the fixed factor is affected, because of which you get the diminishing returns. Okay, the next one talks about imperfect factor substitutability. Okay, now if at all you are substituting the fixed factor with the variable factor, now here, as you can see, you know, in the table which we have done before, you are increasing your number of labors, that is from 1, 2, 3, 4. So capital cannot be replaced with labor, right? You cannot replace machines with labor. Machine is going to work with its efficiency, and labor is going to work with its efficiency. So they say that imperfect substitutability is there if at all you're combining capital and labor. The substitutes, that means the capital and labor cannot be substitutes to each other, hence it is imperfect. Okay, because of which you're getting diminishing returns. The next one talks about poor coordination between the factors. So which means that increasing variable factor disturbs the ideal factor ratio. If at all you are going on increasing the variable factor, it is going to destroy, or it's going to disturb the ideal factor ratio. For example, if at all there is a machine which needs 10 labors and you are employing 20 labors on that, then that means there is poor coordination. The ideal factor ratio is disturbed, because of which you're going to get diminishing returns. Fine. The next, coming to the assumptions of the law of variable proportions. Every law has its assumptions. Likewise, we have assumptions for this law too. The first one talks about ratio in which factors of production are combined can be changed. Okay, So if at all you are combining your plant and machinery with the labors, and you are increasing the amount of labors, that means you're changing the ratio of your production, and which definitely cannot happen every time. But then according to this particular law, we have to assume that ratio in which the factors of production are combined can be changed. Then units of variable factor are homogeneous. That means every labor which you're employing, they are equally efficient, which definitely practically it's not possible. Then state of technology does not change. Okay, we also have to assume that the state of technology, whatever the plant and machinery you're using, okay, it's not going to change, because that's the reason you are increasing the amount of labor. So these are some of the assumptions we have to assume for the law to hold good. Okay, so a very small topic for this particular class, children. Please write this particular points in your notebooks, and if at all you have any doubts, you can always message me. This is it for this class. Thank you.